This show is brought to you by Victor Nawrocki Realtor, experienced real estate agent serving Disney and the greater Orlando area of celebratingflorida.com. Let's face it, it's been a rough year. We are all of us dreaming of better days ahead, and a part of your bright new future could be a move to where the magic lives in the greater Orlando area of Florida. One of the biggest decisions you'll make when considering a move is selecting a realtor who can successfully match you with the right home in the right location at the right price. Victor Nawrocki is the realtor who can help you make the move you've always wanted to. Whether you're a first-time homeowner or are looking to move near Disney World, Victor is in your corner. If you're looking for an experienced real estate agent covering all of Central Florida, please visit celebratingflorida.com today and find out just why you should work with Victor Nawrocki. I encourage you to create a free, no-obligation account on this website. By doing so, you'll unlock the website's full potential and be able to enter specific criteria, save listings, and browse new properties sent to your email. Visit celebratingflorida.com today. And remember to let Victor know the Solo Show sent you.
A hidden mystery solved on this edition of the Solo Show.
So I explained to him what a hidden Mickey was. So he called the painting finished. He went back and put a purposeful hidden Mickey after he did some research on what they were.
I love it.
Broadcasting from the Solo Studios, located behind a popsicle stick park bench in Toy Story Land, here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, the center of North America, on this little planet we call Earth. This is the Solo Show. On this adventure, Stan is talking about one of the best-kept secrets in Walt Disney World with the author of the book, Hidden Mickeys, a field guide to Walt Disney World's best-kept secrets, Stephen M. Barrett. This and a lot more coming up right now on The Solo Show. Please welcome your host, the guy who carried around 100 pounds of wood for over 30 years just so he could build his own popsicle stick park bench. True story, listeners. Here's Stan Solo.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Solo Show. I am Stan Solo as always, and joining me today, I gotta tell you, there are a few people that I know I know a lot of people, but there are a few people that are just generally come across, and I'm sure they are super nice guys. And I have one friend of mine that I haven't actually kept in touch, but he's like one of the nicest people I've ever met. And my guest today ranks up there as one of the nicest people I've ever met. You know him as the hidden Mickey guy. I know him as my good friend, Steve Barrett. Steve, welcome to the show.
Stan, I really appreciate the nice words. Thanks for having me again on the show.
I absolutely mean it. Well, you haven't been on this show. We're on the Solo Show, but we have been on the Grand Circle Tour podcast, and we did a video together for Grand Circle Tour.
That's right. And that's what I'm referring to.
yeah. But we've been on together. And you're known as the hidden Mickey guy. How did that happen?
Well, you know, Hidden Mickeys with me started long ago in a galaxy far, far away. At the time I was writing. Actually, my first book was a guidebook to Walt Disney World, and it's called The Hassle-Free Walt Disney World Vacation. And I found a travel publisher who published the book and put it in bookstores. This was 2001. And my travel publisher asked me, "Hey, I see you've alluded to Hidden Mickeys. What are those, and can you write a book about them?" And so I did. And the first book came out in 2003, Hidden Mickey's Field Guide to Walt Disney World. And since then, it's just been a wonderful hobby and a love of mine. And that's how Hidden Mickey started with me.
Right on. So do you know how the history of Hidden Mickey started?
Sure. That's fascinating to me. And I believe this story as well. Although we do find Hidden Mickeys in the early days.
Okay.
They weren't called Hidden Mickeys then. But the story goes in when Epcot was being built in the late 1970s and early 1980s. This was when Magic Kingdom had already opened in 1971. Mm-hmm. And Disney management told the Imagineers that we don't want any Disney characters Mickey, Minnie, and such in Epcot because Walt had passed by then, and we want Walt wanted Epcot to be an adult park, and so we want to confine the characters to the Magic Kingdom. And the Imagineers said, of course, okay, you're the boss. Okay, no characters in Epcot. Well, when they were building Epcot, they said, well, let's hide Mickey in the in the murals, and put him in the cement, and at least he'll be here. So that's the story of how it began. And they didn't tell anybody about this. It was kind of an inside joke. And during the 80s, people began to see them, guests and cast members. That looks like Mickey, those 3 circles over there in this painting or on the sidewalk. And in 1989, a cast member actually wrote in the internal cast members magazine, a newsletter, an article about these hidden Mickeys that had been created in Epcot. And that's how it really all started, because cast members began noticing them. Guests certainly began noticing. I mean, there are sharp-eyed people out there that see Mickey, the 3-circle Mickey everywhere. So, right. And so during the 90s, the whole fad or game grew and became, in my view, irrepressible. I mean, actually, Disney did not glom onto this, by the way. The Imagineers, they were creating hidden Mickeys, but the management did not consider that a cool thing to do. Because, for example, if you're in the queue for Expedition Everest, right? Mm-hmm. The Imagineers wanted you to feel like you were in the Himalayas and, in a far-off world from where you live. Well, they didn't want you looking for hidden Mickeys in the queue of Expedition Everest. So
they didn't want you carrying a bright yellow book.
Right. So
getting a field guide to hidden Mickeys.
Exactly. And so it took a while for the hidden Mickeys phenomena to, explode through the glass ceiling, so to speak, and become accepted even by management. So, and today it is. It's a full-fledged fun game and accepted. But back then it was, it was a new thing, and thankfully cast members and guests, promoted it. So it's where it is today.
Talk about times are a changing. They didn't want any IP, intellectual properties, in Epcot. Now we got Frozen, we got Guardians of the Galaxy moving in. They're all unpacking their suit.
Yes.
What exactly is a hidden Mickey?
Okay, well, of course, the common image is 3 circles. It's called the classic or 3-circle hidden Mickey. It's his head and ears. His head, a round circle, and his ears, smaller circles touching the head. And we've all seen that image. And the perfect hidden Mickey is a perfectly proportioned set of these 3 circles. Well, not all hidden Mickeys are that perfect, all right? But that's the common hidden Mickey that we find. And there's some fantastic ones out there. But there are other equally compelling hidden Mickeys. For example, his side profile of Mickey Mouse, his whole body and silhouette. Parts of his body, you can see his shoes sometimes, or his hands, or so there. And there are hidden other characters, hidden Donald Ducks and hidden Daisy Ducks and hidden Minnie Mouses, hidden Goofies. So those are all. They're not as plentiful as hidden Mickey, of course, but there are some really good ones around.
So you're not going to be doing a hidden Nautilus book anytime soon.
Well, I actually, if it's that interesting an image and it's related to Disney, I do include it in the book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do include the hidden Nautilus in the Journey of the Little Mermaid attraction at the Magic Kingdom. And there's another one in the Mr. Sanders tree in Winnie the Pooh.
Yes.
Entrance queue. So yeah, there are really neat images like that are just too good to pass up. And especially if they're purposeful. We talk about hidden Mickeys. Well, there's all these circles all over Disney parks. You got cannonballs, you got pumpkins, you got bubbles, grapes, and
paintings.
Surely some of these circles are going to come together and kind of look like Mickey,
Mm-hmm.
So there are accidental hidden Mickeys, I think, that maybe the artist didn't mean there to be a hidden Mickey there, but it certainly looks like it. But then there are the purposeful hidden Mickeys, the ones we really love. And it's more of a gestalt thing when you come across the three circles, and they're perfect, and you just sense that, my gosh, the artist put that there on purpose. And those are my favorite ones. The purposeful, hard to find hidden Mickeys, and they're all over Disney World and Disneyland, the Disney parks, and they're just fun to find. They're fun to find.
So when your publisher said to you, "See, you mentioned these hidden Mickeys, maybe you could do a book about that," was your initial reaction, well, what is there, like 50? How am I going to do a book about this? Or did you kind of know right away, did the sparks go saying, yeah, you know what, that is a good idea for the book. There probably is 180 or so. What was
I knew there was a large number of hidden Mickeys at Disney World. I didn't know how many.
Did you have any idea at the time?
I did not have any idea. And back then, this was 2002 when I was writing the first book. I just walked around Disney World talking to cast members. And by the way, back then, the only resource material I had was the Disney magazine, which is now defunct, but it talked about some hidden Mickeys here and there, and I would certainly keep those pages. And then there was a website, and then, in the early 1990s, websites were pretty archaic. They were just beginning, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There was this website that I could get to on my computer, and it was two college students at Stetson University, which is north of Orlando, and they had set up a website for hidden Mickeys. And they were talking to cast members, and they put up a few hidden Mickeys. And so those two sources were and talking to cast members were my resource for my hidden Mickey list, my first one. And, the first book probably had several hundred. I could go get it and see how many there were. I have it here somewhere. But yeah, it was just a few hundred hidden Mickeys at Disney World. And now it's the last edition. There were 1,100 that I listed in Disney World. So
I was going to say, yeah, because I think it's the 8th edition came out is the latest one.
9th edition.
And 9th edition.
Yeah, and I'll be working on the 10th edition late this year, early next year is probably a good time frame. But I have to wait till these new attractions open. And, Disney World is opening up. I mean, the fireworks are coming back. Hopefully the performers are coming back. So, the world is opening up again, thank God. And when these new attractions open later this year, we'll get the hidden Mickeys down, and I'll update the book.
Yeah, because you got Ratatouille opening soon, yes. or this fall.
Right.
Guardians of the Galaxy soon. Epcot's completely under construction. There's going to be all sorts of stuff happening there.
Yes, absolutely.
So the book you have now, it has 1,100 just for Walt Disney.
Correct.
You also have a book about Disneyland.
Yes.
That has close to 500 hidden Mickeys.
Yes.
And that's going to be growing, I'm sure, with Adventures Campus.
Yes, and there are already people are sending me hidden Mickeys from Avengers Campus. There's some good ones that I've seen in photos in the paint splotches that are on the road in front of Guardians of the Galaxy. Great three-circle classic hidden Mickey. So if you're out there and, Disneyland is letting non-Californians in pretty soon.
Starting today, as we're recording this.
Okay, There you go.
And you want to talk about a madhouse.
Oh, my gosh.
It was packed as we're recording.
I can't wait to get back there.
Yeah, you and me both. So since I had you on last, Guardians of the Galaxy has opened. Mickey's Runaway Railroad has opened. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing of the two of them, Mickey Minnie's Railroad is a much smaller attraction than all of Batuu. Does Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railroad have more hidden Mickeys than Batuu?
Yes, it does.
Holy cow.
Oh, my gosh. Mickey Minnie's, has at least, and I videoed the whole ride. I've been on it many times, and there are at least 15 or more great hidden Mickeys in there, and they're purposeful. They're wonderful hidden Mickeys. It's clear to you when you see these, and when you're riding through the ride, that the artist put those there on purpose. I mean, the most blatant ones that are easiest to see are at the end of the ride in the fireworks on the far wall. They make perfect hidden Mickeys, classic Mickeys, head and ears. So, but there's many examples of that in the first part of the ride, even in the queue, and during the ride. It's a wonderful ride for hidden Mickey. It's just packed with them. So, it's an example, Stan, of hidden Mickeys have arrived, and Imagineers actually, talk about hidden Mickey. I've heard in planning sessions when they're planning a renovation or a new attraction, the subject of hidden Mickeys does come up, or during the actual construction. I mean, it's not a heavy subject, but they do consider it, and so they'll often direct an artist at work to put a hidden Mickey here or there, and it's not a willy-nilly thing. I think they put some thought into it, and I mean, just look at my favorite hidden Mickey, Stan, is the once a year hidden Mickey, November 18th, Mickey Mouse's birthday. At noon, the Imagineers figured out where the sun would be at noon, and they made some holes in the wall, in the ceiling of the cave, part of the entrance queue of the Little Mermaid ride in Magic Kingdom, Journey of the Little Mermaid, under the sea. And at noon, the light comes through those holes and forms a light image on the wall, lower part of the wall, and it's 3 circles of light, and it makes a hidden Mickey. And it's been there every year since New Fantasyland opened late 2012. So it's now smarter people than me tell me that the universe doesn't stay the same, and the sun's not going to be there forever at noon on November 18th. So they may have to change the positions of the holes, I hope.
Or move the Earth a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
I thought it would reset after every leap year. I could be wrong. I don't, like you said, smarter people than you and I.
I don't, Stan, you're above me already. That's out of my knowledge range, I tell you.
Yeah, like what you were saying about the Imagineers purposely putting him there. I remember when he announced Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad, that was part of the announcement that the attraction was going to have more hidden Mickeys than any attraction in the Disney company. And
yeah, well, that's probably true. The only, when people ask me, okay, where should I go to really get into hidden Mickeys and learn what they are and study them? The best place by far is Conservation Station at Rafiki's Planet Watch at Disney's Animal Kingdom. There's over 40 purposeful, beautiful hidden Mickey in Conservation Station, and they're not all classic 3-circle hidden Mickeys. Most of them are, but some of them are side profile Mickey faces. Some of them are full-on Mickey faces hidden. It's a wonderful. Oh my gosh, the artists had fun with the hidden Mickeys in there, and they're definitely purposeful. You can spend all day and up close to these hidden Mickeys, and it's a really great place to start with.
What's great about that one too is if you have small ones in your party. Oh
yes, that's a great.
They love that area and pointing out the hidden Mickeys to their parents.
Oh my gosh, they would immediately understand what you're talking about. And kids are wonderful at finding hidden Mickeys. They submit to me some of the best images for sure.
Yeah, it's a great family thing you could do together.
Yes.
So I mentioned Galaxy's Edge. Are there any really good ones in Galaxy's Edge? Because if there are, I don't recall really seeing them do too much.
Now you're talking about Disney World.
Yeah.
Primarily. Yeah. Well, actually, the best hidden image in Galaxy's Edge is a hidden Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. And a cast member actually told me about that one. I was getting off the Smuggler's Run attraction, and he noticed my book, and he said, well, you know about the hidden Millennium Falcon? And he told me where it was, and I said, sure. So I went out and looked for it, and oh my God, I was blown away. Now you can't get up to. There's a fence around the Millennium Falcon, so you can't get too close. But you can see it definitely if you look in the right spot. But it's a small model of the Millennium Falcon.
It's really hard to find by yourself.
My gosh, it's just fantastic. It's stuck under the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. So,
and you have to be a certain height to see it, and you have to know where you're looking, or someone has to show you. I think that'd be really hard to find on your own.
Well, and the other good hidden Mickeys in Smuggler's Run is right in the room right before you get to the cockpit. There's a video monitor in front of you, and on the far side of that monitor are 3 rings stuck on the side of the monitor that form a great 3-circle hidden Mickey, perfect proportion.
That's right too.
Yeah.
Now I know it's in Disneyland in Batu. I'm not sure if in the world, but there's blaster marks.
Yes.
Kind of around the corner. Is it in the world also?
No, that's just Disneyland.
Okay.
Those are that's a fantastic purposeful hidden Mickey right there. Blaster marks on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Near the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, kind of right around where you get the hot dog way.
Yes, yeah, right. That's true.
Now you also have a book on the cruise ships.
Yes,
I think is a brilliant place to look for hidden Mickeys, because I know a lot of people, when they're in the parks, they're running from attraction to attraction to attraction. They don't take the time to look up, look down, look around, but they should with your book in hand. But on the cruise ships in particular, your last cruise ship, was it 400 hidden Mickeys on the cruise ships, and listed in the books. In the book, was it Hidden Mickey? That's a great place to look for hidden Mickeys because it's a bit more relaxed.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. And there's some very good ones. And the ships have been renovated over time, and new hidden Mickeys will appear. So always ask, certainly, the cast members on the ships, and they'll often direct you to new hidden Mickeys. But there are some that have, been around. Castaway Cay has some fantastic hidden Mickeys, and those presumably will be there indefinitely.
Yeah, like made out of cannonballs or what have you, coconuts and stuff like that.
Right. Yep.
And what I like about your books and the app as well. The app more so. You don't tell us exactly where to look. You kind of give us a hint.
Right. Yeah. The way the books and app are set up is clues and hints. They're set up as scavenger hunts. It's not just a catalog of hidden Mickeys. I mean, that would be kind of boring, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, that would totally be boring. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And actually, this was my publisher's idea. I mean, but I certainly went with it. But it's and the way I construct all the books, cruise books and the park books, is an efficient way to go about it. So, for example, on the cruise ships, I start on the top deck and go down instead of starting on the lower deck and going up. That would be not as efficient. So that's a simple example, but it's an efficient way to go about looking for hidden Mickeys. Now, in the parks, the important thing, of course, is how to get to the major attraction without long waits in line. And there's a way to do that if you really know how to navigate the parks. I mean, obviously, if you want to find all the hidden Mickeys in a day in the Magic Kingdom, you got to get there before opening, and you got to hit the major attractions, bam, 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 1, 2, 3 right off the bat, and have the book, and I tell you where to look. And so if you find the hidden Mickeys with the clues, well, then you get points, and you can keep those points and tally them. If you need help and you go to the hints, which are in the next chapter, they tell you much more in detail how to find the hidden Mickey. So now most people, frankly, use the book. They might do part of the scavenger hunt, but they just look in the index. Okay, here I am at Haunted Mansion, and I want to find out where the Haunted Mansion hidden Mickeys are, and so they go to that part of the book. So that's another way to do it. You can just wander around the park. I mean, frankly, I have most fun in the parks, just moving slow, having fun. I'm not blitzing around. and I think that's the most fun way to experience the parks is to try to be easy about it and go with the flow and not be too stressed. So, if a line is too long, I'm not going to stand in that line. I'm going to go do something else. And there are plenty of things there. If you know how to do the Disney parks, there are plenty of things to do without having to wait an hour in some line. So now, having said that, there are some queues that have a lot of hidden Mickeys, and so if I'm in Expedition Everest queue, sometimes I don't care if I'm waiting a long time because I get to really study the hidden Mickeys along the queue, and sometimes I choose to do that.
I kind of have a story to go along with that. I had your app, and I was going through Pirates of the Caribbean, and in the app you kind of choose where you are and what attraction, and then you give a clue, and you say in the queue look near the fireplace. So, and then I think you had in brackets something about that this is starting to fade and may not be here very long on the app. So I'm in the queue and I'm walking through, and I'm trying to find this fireplace, and it was steadily moving line. It wasn't backed up, and I was waiting forever. And I got to the place where this has to be the fireplace. So I'm looking around, and the line started moving again, and so I was letting people behind me go ahead. And more people started coming, and I must have let about 30 people go ahead of me trying to find it. And I did. And the way the app works is if you can't find it just with that first clue, you could hint, but you get less point, and you keep track of your points and what percentage of the park that you did and all that. And I refused to take a hint. I let another 30 people or so go by before I finally found that hidden Mickey.
You found it. Oh,
I did find it. Yes.
I look for that frequently, and you can still see it, but it's very faint.
It's starting to fade. Yes.
Well, congratulations. That was a good find.
And once when you find it, you click on the app that you found it, and you get the points for it.
Yes. Right.
So it's so much fun using that. I enjoy that more than I do the Parks app.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
One of the fun things for me, Stan, is like I was out at Hollywood Studios earlier today, and I walked through the parks, and I have my book in my back pocket, and people can see pretty much that it says Hidden Mickeys as the title, and I have a Hidden Mickey pin on my lapel, and some people thankfully stopped and asked me what that's all about. Well, today in the studios, I had just watched the parade, the Toy Story parade passed me by on Hollywood Boulevard, and a young girl came up to me and said, "Oh, have you found all the hidden Mickeys?" And so I pulled out my book, and that led to a discussion, and I'm the author, and I gave her a pen, and turns out she's a recent college graduate, and she loves hidden Mickeys. So I love that kind of interaction. Introducing hidden Mickeys to younger people, and anybody, even older adults. It doesn't matter. People that may want to know more about them. I just love it, and I love interacting with people in the parks that way. I'll never get tired of it. It's just so much fun.
It is. I have an artist friend that he's an artist for Lucasfilm.
Oh, okay.
And he fairly recently, like within the past week, he started doing paintings for Disney. And he did a Lion King one that was just absolutely gorgeous, like my favorite painting of all time, Craig Skaggs. And he did a Dumbo one, and he'll send me often like the proofs, like for me to look at them, and this is what I'm working on next, and I'd get all excited. So he sent me the Dumbo one after he was done, and it's baby Dumbo in the tub with bubbles all over the place. And I said, "Oh, I see you added a hidden Mickey to your painting." And he goes, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "Well, the hidden Mickey, you have the three bubbles, and they look like a hidden." And we're just chatting on Messenger. So I took a close up of the thing, and I circled it. I said, it was upside down. It was 3-dimensional, one big bubble and two smaller bubbles, and it was kind of in an angle.
Fantastic.
But to me, it looked like a hidden Mickey. He says that was completely by accident. He says those are just bubbles. So I explained to him what a hidden Mickey was. So he called the painting finished. He went back and put a purposeful hidden Mickey after he did some research on what they were.
I love it. Oh my God.
He sent it back to me. He goes, there's the real hidden Mickey now. So that painting is now on display at the Art of Disney in Disney Springs.
Oh, well, I'll look for that. I'll look for it.
So now every painting he does, he's putting hidden Mickeys in. He did one with Olaf, and there's probably about 15 hidden Mickeys in that painting.
Oh my God. Oh my, that's wonderful. Wonderful.
I'll have to point him out to your book because he's fascinated by these.
Yeah.
But it surprises me how people don't even know about them.
I know. I like to pass the word. It's and inevitably most people seem interested in the topic. I mean, it's alluring. I mean, to think that Disney is putting these little images and they're hiding them for us to find. That's the nice thing about it. Disney doesn't tell people. They don't tell people when they put hidden Mickeys in.
Yeah.
I mean, with Minnie Mickey's Runaway Railway, they did say that, yeah, we're going to put hidden Mickeys in there. They don't tell you where they are.
No.
You got to look for them. That's what's fun about it.
Yeah, exactly. So you mentioned people were sending you photos of Adventures Campus when it opened. How soon after it opened were you getting photos? I know you have the website where people can submit hidden Mickeys, and then your audience votes. And I submitted a couple of photos on there as well, as to whether that's a hidden Mickey or not. How quickly after it opened were you getting pictures sent to you?
Fairly quickly. I mean, the people started sending me images last week. Within the last week. So it takes a while for again, Disney doesn't tell people.
Yeah.
They just put them in and wait. And, sometimes it takes a while for people to find them. But yeah, if you, hiddenmickeyguy.com, the submit button is where people send me images. And that's where I'm getting a lot of the new Avengers Campus images. So sometimes it takes, frankly, there are some hidden Mickeys that Disney puts in that people don't find for a long time and maybe never find. I don't know. I mean, Disney doesn't keep an official list. So there may be some that haven't been found yet. I know that at Disney World, at least one new hidden Mickey a month is sent to me. People find. And now I don't know how long they've been there.
Yeah.
I know that Disney puts them in continually, and sometimes managers will put images in. And for example, at the Figment ride at Epcot, for a while, this was a year or two ago, there was a small plush image of Figment that was stuck on the ceiling, hanging from the ceiling in the ImageWorks area after the Figment ride, ImageWorks. And the manager would actually move it around. And so it became sort of a fun game to find out where the plush Figment, is. Well, I haven't seen him in the last few months, so I don't know if he's coming back.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Disney puts these hidden images in at times on a lark. Now, if it's a manager who does it, or an Imagineer, then it's certainly going to stay. Cast members sometimes do it, but that Disney doesn't consider that official, so it may not remain.
Oh, okay.
So, so some hidden Mickeys are not permanent, and let me put it that way.
Yeah. Like if the custodian doing the drawing of the water, well, that's not going to stay. Or
right.
Drawing in sand, chances are it's going to stay very long along the railroad.
Correct. You're correct. Yeah. Coils of rope. That's another.
Mm-hmm.
Coils of rope. Sometimes they can be perfect, classic 3-circle hidden Mickeys, but they may not last. So we got to keep checking. The 3 dishes, the saucer and the dish and saucers at Haunted Mansion on the banquet table in Disney World. That hasn't been there recently. So hopefully it'll reappear. But famously over the years, that hidden Mickey has come and gone. So I don't know. It depends. I think it depends on who the manager is of the area, if they want it to be there. But that's the kind of the way hidden Mickeys work.
Yeah.
Now if they're hammered in cement or depressions in the rock, they're not going away. So that's good. I love those kind of things.
Yeah, think about the one in Epcot, the knights in, thinking is it Norway? They have the knights that are up, and one of them has, or the kings.
Germany. Yeah.
Germany, yes.
Germany, yeah, on the crown.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
That's going to be there for a long time.
Oh my, it's been there forever, probably since Epcot opened.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Yeah, that is cool. So the Disney Wish is opening soon. Well, not opening, it's going to be sailing like soon, like pretty much a year from now, I'm guessing. 20.
I hope so.
So you're going to be.
Oh yeah.
I'm assuming people are going to be sending you as soon as they get off that ship.
Yes, there are hidden. I'm telling you, there are hidden Mickey fans out there. I love them. I know their names. I've been communicating with them for 20 years or 15 years, and they look for hidden Mickeys and they find them, and they find good ones, and they're good hidden Mickey hunters, much better than I am. Although I'm pretty good, but but yeah, they'll be on the cruise ships, and they'll alert me to hidden Mickeys on the Disney Wish for sure.
You see, you're working on the 10th book.
Yes.
Is it? So do you take them out and you check everyone to make sure they're still there before the book gets published?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. That's a huge ordeal, because we're talking over 1,000 hidden Mickeys now.
Oh yeah. Well, it's an ongoing thing. I work on it every week, and some hidden Mickeys go away. I mean, I still mourn the loss of the great hidden Mickey rocks in Japan at Epcot. The cast members maintained that for years. It was on the right side of the Japan Pavilion. It was in a clearing in a bush on the side. There were 3 rocks, and that whole area has been re-landscaped, and so the rocks have not reappeared. So I have to check constantly to because if I put it in the book, I want to do my best to assure that it's going to be there when the guest tries to find it. And, I'm virtually working on it every week.
See, I'm not sure if that's a really, really tedious job or a really, really fun job.
It's a fun job. There's nothing tedious about it.
I mean, I'm thinking like because you have all the resorts in there, you have the water parks. It's like, It's extensive.
Right. Yeah, in the new resorts. I mean, the Riviera has some fantastic hidden Mickeys. So yeah, they keep coming, and anything new opens up, expect some hidden Mickeys. Look for them and let me know about them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Ratatouille's opening up soon. To be the first one there, send them to Steve.
Right.
Where can they get your book?
Yeah,
Amazon?
my book is on Amazon, and it's in bookstores. You can find a few copies in Barnes and Noble and Books A Million if you have physical bookstores near you. But certainly on Amazon, they're sold on Amazon. I've been posting on Instagram and YouTube, also Facebook and Twitter. Hidden Mickey Guy. I've been posting a video, average of 3 videos a week on Instagram and YouTube. Hidden Mickey videos and videos about Disney, and I have a lot of fun with videos. So
your videos are great. I just love watching those. Yeah, so check it out, Hidden Mickey Guy on YouTube. I did check Amazon before we went on, and you had the 3 books there: the Hidden Mickey Field Guide to Walt Disney, Hidden Mickey Field Guide to Hidden Mickey's Go See. Right. The ones with the yellow covers, the ones you want. And then, of course, the app is available on the App Store, and I'm assuming Google Play.
Yes. Well, it's only for iPhone at this point.
Okay, so it's only at the App Store then.
Yeah, it's the App Store.
Okay.
We tried. They're still working on the Android part of it, but iPhone is all they're working on right. Yeah. I'm not an app specialist, so I rely on these app guys to work on that stuff.
And there isn't one for. Is there an app for the Disneyland?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's not been updated for a long time.
Okay.
Really, the Disney World is where we've been putting all our efforts.
Yeah.
The app.
And there isn't one for Disney Sea, and it just makes sense because you don't have Wi-Fi when you're at sea, so it's awkward to use. So you kind of need to use Wi-Fi or data because it does have a tracking too. It tracks you where you are and will pop up where you're getting.
Right.
This has been so much fun. I really, really enjoy chatting with you whenever I have you on. I always learn something new every time I have you. It's great.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And I love talking Hidden Mickeys. I live it every day. So it's a great hobby, great fun, great game. Yeah.
And visit hiddenmickeyguy.com. Check out everything going on there. Find a hidden Mickey. I guess we didn't talk about it much, but when people submit a hidden Mickey, other people vote whether that's a hidden Mickey or not.
If it's a questionable one or a marginal one, if it's an obvious hidden Mickey, we don't need to vote on it. I'll accept it into the lexicon and put it in the book and put it on the website. So some hidden Mickeys, as we talked about earlier, are purposeful and they're obvious. We don't need to vote on those. But yeah, there are many images that are marginal or questionable, and we like to vote on those because some are distorted enough that you're kind of wondering, I don't know if that is a hidden Mickey, and whether it's purely accidental. Sometimes people don't vote for it, and I don't either.
Yeah. I think mine got voted down. The one I submitted.
Sorry
at the back of the bus.
Oh, well.
I can't remember, but it was fun though. It was fun submitting it. Well, thank you for coming on. Ken, take it away.
If you have a brilliant idea for a future edition of The Solo Show and would like to take your turn in the guest host's chair, then drop us an email at thesoloshow01@gmail.com. Tell us your idea for the show, and we'll contact you about a date and a time for you to join us. If you would just like to keep the conversation going or have a comment about a previous show, then visit us on Facebook at The Solo Show. All logos, sounds, and songs that are made by and for Disney and its affiliates are owned solely by the Disney Corporation and are not, nor are they intended to be, the ownership of The Solo Show podcast. We hope you'll join us for the next adventure on The Solo Show. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.